Game of Thrones is the best. It's the biggest. It's the most intriguing show I've ever seen in my entire life. In the entire world, the entire universe. I'm so honored to live in the times that this was created. I feel so privileged. I'm thankful. Oh my goodness.
Hey, excuse me over there. I don't need a disclaimer. This is my channel. Argue with your pets. If you don't have one, maybe argue with your best friend. If you don't have that either, I can't help you. All opinions are mine, and that's that.
If you're new here, yoo-hoo! And if you're an OD, welcome back. It's the Delphine here, and this is the Game of Thrones recap video. It's season 8, episode 3. I watched live on DSTV Mnet channel 101. My friends came over and we made a lot of noise. I can't even begin to understand how my neighbors were feeling at 2:30 a.m. in the morning. It was crazy, guys. We made so much noise. I'm so shook. I'm still shook as I'm filming this video. I barely got any sleep because I just kept replaying the scenes over and over and over again in my head till I eventually slept off, and now I'm up to film this. I am so shook, guys. I don't even know what to do with myself. This is the best show that I've ever seen in the entire world. Yes, the entire universe. Half of the earth was awake watching this here episode, the Battle of Winterfell. Cinematic genius, such epic skill. When you hear that they spent $50 million to produce an episode, you know that this is not a joke. This is storytelling at another level, nothing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I'm so blown away. I'm just wondering, like, how do people come up with this sort of story that keeps people spellbound for this long? We waited over a year and a half for this new season, and we are still being blown away. The writers have blown all the fan theories out of the park. Nothing holds water. All the Bran is a Night King, yeah, it doesn't hold any water. Like, none of the theories came true. Like, we all saw a fresh new perspective. Great stuff, just great stuff. Storytelling, cinematic prowess, character development on a level that I've never quite seen before in my life. My 30 years on this floating rock. Okay, let's talk about the battle. Starting from when Melisandre just showed up from nowhere. She came out from the darkness and walked right through towards the army. And then we see Sir Davos looking at her from the top of the castle. And then she walks in, she does her magic, lights up the Dothraki swords. Badass, we were like, yes, let's get it, let's go, let's fight. Like, it was so good. Then the Dothraki charge into the night. The fire on their swords start to get snuffed out, one after the other, like that, like candles being blown. Like, who saw that coming? Like, so basically that was genocide. The entire Dothraki race has been wiped out. Like, who came up with that battle plan? That was dumb. Like, so dumb. And I think what they hit was a giant, because we see this scene where one of the Dothrakis looks up and we see a form. I think it was a giant, maybe the giant that faced Lyanna Mormont later on in the episode. I still don't understand what happened there. And then there was a lot of silence, so many scenes, so many fight scenes, no music, just silence. The silence was so loud, it was haunting, so haunting, guys. And then Melisandre walks in and then locks eyes with Arya. I'm like, I totally forgot that they had met before. In season 3, they had an encounter. And the same prophecy she gave to Arya in this Battle of Winterfell is what she gave to Arya back then in season 3, where she talked about killing someone with brown eyes, blue eyes, and green eyes, and shutting their eyes forever. That was epic stuff that I totally forgot about. Anyway, we also see Melisandre at some point speaking in tongues. I joined that to speak that tongue though. Like, what? And then Arya fighting in the crypts gave me the creeps. Like, if that child had died before riots, like, we got burned down HBO. I was afraid, because the trailers misled us. They made it seem like Arya died, We saw her sword on the ground. I know that there's still another battle to come. Well, let's till then. The battle goes on, fight scene after fight scene. We see people dying in droves. The dead are winning. They make a bridge and climb over each other. climb the fire and enter Winterfell and destroy everywhere. Like, man, this episode was an emotional roller coaster. Like, if you had HBP, or if you have HBP and you haven't seen it yet, please don't watch it, because like it's not good for your heart. My goodness. What? Then we see our brave little girl Lyanna Mormont facing off a giant. That was an epic David and Goliath situation right there, man. Although the giant snapped her and twisted her like a twig, she still had the upper hand because she stabbed the giant in the eye with dragon glass and he fell and died. That was epic. I knew she was going to die, and I knew she was going to die in a very honorable way. We also see Jon and Dany mounted on both Rhaegar and Drogon, and they're both fighting the Night King. There's a lot of breeze blowing, snow, everything, darkness. We can't really see what's going on, but we see that some of 2 of the dragons are injured. Jon was able to unmount the Night King, yes, and you could see some bits of fear in the Night King's face. He drops to the ground. Dany thinks she has the upper hand. She carries on this guy's ass, blows all the fire in the world from the dragon, and then my guy is right there, unfazed, unburnt, just smiling coyly and sheepishly at her. That was ice cold, man. Like, I was like, nigga, fire does not affect him. Like, do what you have to do everything you want to do, but this fire is not touching him. Like, what? That one blew my mind. Like, this Night King is something else. Jon and the Night King face off. He starts racing towards the Night King to try to kill him. The Night King does his resurrection thing again. All the Dothraki soldiers rise up and start coming after Jon. You know, people, dead bodies in the crypts rise up as well. Dead bodies at the Winterfell rise up as well. Dead bodies everywhere. The undead rising up, you know. It just looked like, you know what, this battle is over. It is finished. Why are we still here? What are we doing? Like, it looked like the last straw, you know. And then Dany comes from nowhere. She Dracarys on the Dothraki undead, saves Jon. They move over. Jon fights his way back to Winterfell. Dany is unmounted from her dragon. Sir Jorah sees what's going on, runs to her rescue. They fight their way through as they're fighting. Jorah is taking knives left, right, and center. Body armor for Daenerys. Like, it was epic stuff, man. Jon runs into Winterfell. He's fighting everybody, everything, killing, destroying. Yo, Jon was brave, yo. Gets to this point, the ice dragon keeps following him, breathing ice fire or whatever everywhere, and he's dodging this dragon. He eventually gets to the point where he's like, you know what rubbish, what is it, he comes out from hiding and yells at the dragon like that. That was so funny. I'm like, dude, what were you trying to do? Blow fire on the ice dragon? Like, what was your point? Anyway, while all of this is going, Theon Greyjoy is back at the God's Woods protecting Bran. By this time, Bran had done his eye thing and walked into some ravens. Basically, he led the Night King to himself. And then the Night King and his goons, they waltz in like in their winter spring collection 2019 costumes. They walk in, there's this slow music playing. They're walking in slow motion. It's one of the most epic scenes in this entire epic cinematic genius of an episode. They're walking in, the Night King is waltzing, doing his thing, walking towards Bran. Theon grabs his spear. Bran looks at him and says, "You're a good man, Theon." Theon does the brave thing that there is to do, dies honorably, charges at the Night King. The Night King chokes him in the stomach, he falls to the ground. The Night King keeps walking, waltzes towards Bran. There's a staring match, a stare down going on. They look at each other. The Night King reaches behind him to grab his spear, obviously to stab Bran Stark, the three-eyed raven. Then cut to another scene, we see a wisp of hair blow in the wind. I'm like, what is that? What is that? What is that? Cut back to the Night King, we see a figure, someone, something, a child, no one. Arya Stark flying from nowhere, literally from the blackness. She flew into the scene with a knife in hand, that her dagger, the Valyrian steel. To kill the Night King, he grabs her by the throat and holds her in front of him, staring at her, not knowing that Arya had dropped her Valerian stone to her other hand and stabs the Night King in the chest. Ah! Oh my gosh! I don't know if there can ever be anything like this in TV history. Oh my god. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! What? David Benioff, DB Weeze, Wise, whatever your names are, you guys. Slow clap. I did not see this coming. You guys blew us out of the park. My goodness. Where are all your fan theories? Where all of you that were postulating rubbish, posting hypothesis upon hypothesis, Pythagoras theorem, saying that Bran is the Night King. Have you people seen? Have you seen? Have you seen? Man, guys, I'm still so shook. I'm shook. I'm so shook. Cinematic genius. Have I said that before? I'm gonna say it again. Cinematic genius. Man, this video is going to be so long. I need to cut out some things. So yeah, that's basically what had happened. And then we see next, in the next episode, obviously, the Night King has died. The next showdown is King's Landing. Cersei needs to die. But the funny thing is now they have lost all the Dothraki, probably more than half of the Unsullied. A lot of people have died at Winterfell. Good fighting men. You know, so how are they going to face Cersei with Euron Greyjoy's army, the Iron Island guys? Then she has the Golden Company guys as well. Like Cersei has 2 full-grown armies basically waiting. You know, so let's see how this showdown is gonna go. Man, I've had an amazing 8 years with Game of Thrones. It's one of the best things I've ever seen on TV. I can't even lie, like, I'm so blown away, I'm so inspired, I'm so challenged. All I kept thinking about is how can I create something that will spellbind the world the way these people have? How do we do this, you know? That's all I kept thinking about. That's why I couldn't sleep. Like, man, I'm challenged. Like, I'm really challenged, really inspired. Once again, it's the Delphinator here. I'll be watching episode 4 on DSTV Mnet channel 101 next week on Sunday morning, more like Monday morning at 2 a.m. So keep watching, okay? See you guys next week. All right? Do not forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and share this video. Till the next one, toodles.